And welcome back to Honestly. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
And I'm Dr. Lindsay.
And welcome. Here we are.
Doing
the thing.
We have so much to catch up on.
I know. I look forward to it. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with your comedy show.
I performed on Tuesday at Comedy Works.
Good one.
The end. Yep. It was my second time performing live at the Downtown Comedy Works for a total of 3 minutes, which feels a lot longer than 2.
Does it?
Actually, it did.
But you did so good. You look so cute. You're so funny. You had such a good crowd. You brought like 10 or 15 people?
I brought closer to 20, but
20?
yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know.
No. But yes, yeah. I told Lindsay before I performed, I was like, the fact that I actually had like friends and people came, took time out of their busy schedules. Like, it's not that you don't count, but like, I'm like, you have to be there. But people in addition to you came and like that took time out of their busy schedule and spent money and like parked and did all the things. Like in this day and age, that's to me is the biggest win, particularly my people, right? I mean, I'm so grateful that people were there. Yeah, no, it means more when you, and
it was a full audience. Like,
that's what you said.
Yeah. So there's more people there than usual. So this is my takeaway from the comedy show.
Yeah, why don't you describe to me what it was like? Because like I said, I'm not doing a very good job describing, but you spend all of your energy just like trying to keep it together and not be nervous until it's your turn to go out. And then you perform and it goes as intended. And then the rest of it, you're just like trying to catch your breath from. And then I don't know what I was doing. I didn't watch the show.
I was looking around for you. I'm like, maybe you're sitting in the back.
I sat in the green room for a while and talked to Kitty, which I really like her. So I don't know. I'm really confused about all that. And then from there, what did I do? I just kind of like walked around like waiting to be done.
Oh, so
yeah. Why don't you describe what it looked like? This experience looked like?
Generally, every single comedy show that I go to, whether it's new talent night or like an open mic night, it's 90% men and 10% ladies. So that's maybe like 6 ladies. And the jokes that these men are telling are just getting so repetitive. Like Chelsea, I think you were maybe the 4th or 5th person to go on. You went on very early. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh my God, I still have to sit through like another hour of the show of repetitive jokes. And this is what I'm seeing. There's straight men that are making gay jokes. And then there's lesbians making lesbian jokes. And then everyone is just making sex jokes. And they're not even like original at all.
Right.
And I'm just like, ha.
Yeah.
And these top performers, as they call them, this one guy was just like floundering. I'm like, dude, like, it's not funny. And no one is really laughing that hard, but they keep going and like drilling in like the same like sex jokes, same like gay jokes, same lesbian jokes. That's like what's on repeat. So I think it's a breath of fresh air when you come in with some original content that don't like pinpoint on those topics. You and this other girl, Morgan, she like the 2 originals.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is actually clever and witty and funny. So it was refreshing to see you and her perform.
Thanks. And we were the cutest ones there.
Oh, 100%.
She's so cute.
She's so cute. So yeah, then like at the end is like this older man. I guess he's like a legend. And I literally cannot sit there anymore. It's so antsy. So I left early. And the
Why
guy.
did you know you left early?
Oh yeah, I left early. And the guy at the door who gives you your phone back, he's like, "You're leaving now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, "Can I have my phone, please?" And then and I was waiting for you, and then the security girl or whoever she was, she's like, "Can I help you? It's gonna be a minute." And I was like, okay, I'll just
Jessica?
wait.
Lindsay? I think it was Jessica.
I don't know.
Glasses,
yeah, with the glasses.
She's a big deal.
She's like, "Yeah, you can like wait upstairs." I'm like, "Okay, cool.
Okay. The notes went long. I didn't love my notes. Okay, so tell me about my performance.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. If you're a listener and you want to hear, how did Chelsea do?
Oh, okay. So Chelsea has her bit about being a gold digger, which I think is hilarious. And honestly, if you're a lady who doesn't relate to wanting to be a gold digger, like, are you really a lady? Who does? I don't want to work. And I want to be like, learn how do I get the steps to become a trophy wife? I think very funny, very relatable. And even for maybe older men in the audience who have a trophy wife, like, haha, funny.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people couldn't relate to any of the things I was saying. I was like, oh man, Like, I don't know where to go. Oh, okay. But then someone was like, well, go down to the South towns. That is where your audience is because they have graduated so I was like, oh, okay. It's neat to hear so many takes on this.
I think because it's such a younger crowd,
Yeah.
like 20s. So maybe they just don't know what that term is, but I thought it was hilarious.
Were people laughing?
Yeah, people were laughing. And she comes out, and this is my favorite part. One of the favorite parts, which is like, hello, I'm Chelsea Toronto, and welcome to my midlife crisis. I'm so happy you said your name because that's how it's go time.
I know. Well, they said, don't start off with your name. And I was like, I'm
going to.
Well, because I've said this, well, I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but at the end of your performance, Comedy Works does this great thing in which the professionals or like management of the club they'll tell you their feedback, given that they see live comedy 7 days a week. And the very first thing he said is, don't start with your name. And I went, And that's funny because with Johnny, like earlier, maybe like Saturday or Sunday, I was like, I start with my name and they don't like it, but I'm going to do it. So then when I was upset, he's like, you literally knew they were going to yell at you for using your name. So please don't. And I was like, okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
But it was a good like story with some jokes weaved in and like a good concise 3-minute story.
I thought
It's
so.
funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was so good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know. Everyone, I guess, just likes jokes about like blowjobs and being gay, and I don't know.
So gay. Stupid. I don't know. Yeah, it's really weird. It's a fun thing to navigate and like learn about, but it's like.
Did you watch the Hannah Berner special?
I've watched some of it.
It's good.
It's good.
It's almost like listening to the podcast that she's on, Giggly Squad.
Right. I like that. What I like is that she's starting to represent the kind of comedy that we're all ingesting for us.
Yeah.
People like us. And hoping that will become more of a norm.
Right.
This, like, it is crowd work. And everyone's like, oh, I wondered now that it's like a Netflix series, is it okay to be crowd work?
Yeah. Except sometimes with crowd work, I feel like if I'm in the back and I don't know exactly what's going on in the front, it's not as funny.
So we're learning that in class, that if you're going to do crowd work, you have to actually repeat it back what the audience member says so that the rest of the group can participate. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you like strap-ons? Yeah. Okay. And then you got to go from there, right?
Yeah.
And then that's how, as long as she does that, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But they expect the rules in which they want to box everyone in. I'm like, why? I'm surprised.
Why are there so many rules in comedy?
Why is it so structured?
It is structured.
I get that it should be structured, but it's like, well, you can't do this and you can't. I'm like, well, respectfully, look, Hannah's doing it.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the outline of the class just needs to be updated.
I do think comedy is evolving right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
And so, yeah, it's fascinating.
You know who else has a special coming out?
No.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? She said, after this special, I'm leaving Hollywood. And I was just like, I literally thought you were gone already.
When she said, after this, what did she say?
She's leaving Hollywood.
Promise. Promise she'll never come back again. Although they like respect her tremendously in class as one of like the greatest. She's very talented. And so I don't know. She's just got this mean look at her face that just she's like, I'm not mean. How'd that rumor get out there, girl?
Okay, but like she hasn't even been relative or like I haven't seen anything about her in years.
2? Has it been 2 years since her show canceled?
Yeah, maybe 2 years.
Or ended?
At least.
Yeah, no,
2 or 3 years.
Me. Everyone knows that you're mean.
I know. I just think it's funny when someone announces, I'm leaving Hollywood. I'm like, literally haven't heard from you in 5 years.
Yeah, why are you announcing it?
She's like, I'm not even going to do press for my special. Take it or leave it. Like,
really?
Okay. Yeah.
Then why are you doing this? Why don't I just go?
I know. I'm like, bye.
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 You're not going to see me anymore. Okay, promise?
Okay, you guys, I'm going to be off of Instagram for a month, okay?
Okay, you
Heads
guys,
up.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take a step back because I need some time away.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you're like, hey, guys, remember? No, we don't. You chose to leave. Get out. Eat it.
I hate it when people announce that they're leaving Instagram. Like,
know.
I need a break from my mental health, so I'm going to take a step back. Like, okay, cool.
Cool. Sorry, you have mental health issues.
Literally wouldn't have noticed if you were gone.
You weren't relevant.
I feel like there's maybe only like a handful of people on Instagram I would notice if they were gone.
Like who?
I follow Not Skinny, Not Fat because she's like pop culture gossip podcast. So I like to see like what's happening. So I follow her. I would notice if you didn't post for like a month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I post like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's about it.
Oh, the gigglies.
Oh yeah, the gigglies and probably the toast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be about it.
If like crazy bitches didn't post or daddy issues didn't post, I would be bummed. I follow a lot.
You would miss them.
I would miss them and be like, oh, my life on Instagram is not the same. Wait, will you find skinny? You know, I'm never very good with the Instagram search engine.
I know. I don't understand what's happening. Here you go.
Do I know her? No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, anyway, how's everything else going?
Let's see. If you're a newer listener and you didn't listen at all last year, you might not know that I went through a quarter life crisis like literally every single month of last year.
It might have been just 2023 was not great.
2023 was like the worst year of my life.
But it's 2024, which means
it's 2024 and like things are looking up. There's just one tiny little piece left from 2023 that has been nagging me, and it was finally settled yesterday. So just like a quick overview, not to get totally into it. Long story short, I disagreed with my old landlord about how much money I owed them for rent because leases were overlapping and I felt like some illegal shady shit was going on. So I put up a fight and we had to get like lawyers involved and a mediator. And when the mediator even says like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, this is dumb. I'm like, that's what I've been saying.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I do.
I know. So she was like, I don't understand. I'm like, me either. So yeah, I finished up that chapter yesterday and I guess I feel good. I was kind of like mentally exhausted. And I had to take the rest of the day off from work because I just like couldn't be on yesterday. But you know what? That was like the final thing of 2023 that would carried over into 2024. So now, 2024 starting right now.
Oh, it's starting now.
Starting now.
Day
It's now
one.
officially like the best year.
Day one.
Yeah, day one. I'm like, oh God.
It's been a good year.
It's been such a good year.
Yeah. We're just cleaning up. Yeah.
That was like just a little housekeeping that I had to finish up. And it really wasn't like lingering over my head that much until it like happened. And I was like, oh my God. Like the problem with being so overly confident in everything that you do, when you do get kicked in the ass, it's kind of like, ooh.
Ow.
Ow.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Did not see that one coming.
I don't know this feeling. Unlike others.
And I'm like, I don't know the feeling of defeat. Like that doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, I don't actually know what it feels like not to have a foot up my ass. I'm just like, oh, this is a pleasant experience.
Like, oh, get a little booty rub while you're back there.
Speaking of rubs,
Uh-huh.
I'm so annoyed. I've been trying. I tried to masturbate outside all morning, and everyone just kept coming in and knocking on the door and like knocking on the door. I'm like, oh, damn it!
So you didn't have a good morning.
Well, it's not a bad morning. It was just kind of like, just need to get my head right. You know, all comedians that they tell you to do before you have a big performance is rub one off. But my air conditioning hasn't been working for like 6 weeks, so I'm like.
And it's so toasty in here.
I was like, I gotta get the air conditioning guy. That is more important than my needs.
You'll be more comfortable later.
You could come inside.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do it in front of TV.
Oh, this is one other thing that has been popping up. Maybe because I work at a gym, so you know everyone's into like nutrition and health.
Yeah, me
but
too.
Did you know that people drink cow's milk?
Somebody just said, "Is that a thing?" What am I watching? That the other day they were like, "And I want a latte with cow's milk."
Yeah, it's a thing. So there's this brand called Fairlife cow's milk, and apparently it's just like extra protein because they process it a certain way. So they take out like whatever, so then there's more protein in it. And the past 2 days I've been at work.
Not
this
yesterday,
month.
but the other 2 days.
Yeah, not yesterday, the other 2 days.
I told you I had to take it month today.
Everyone's been talking about Fairlife milk, and oh my God, you got to go to
It's
Costco.
such a cult.
It's such a cult.
You work at such a big cult.
I do. And they're trying to convince me that now I want to drink Fairlife cow's milk because it has really good protein, and the chocolate flavored one tastes like a milkshake, and it's so tasty. And you can freeze it and make ice cream out of it. And I was like, well, I'm not opposed to making ice cream out of it. Like, fine. But I'm not like going out to buy cow's milk.
No, you gotta buy it at Costco.
I know. I think you can also get it at the grocery store. But people love a good deal at Costco and people just love that place for some reason.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to wait till someone presents a Fairlife milk product to me. I'm just going to keep asking questions. Be like, oh gosh, I'll have to try it sometime. Bring me some. Until someone brings me a sample.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
convince me that I want it. Don't just tell me. People tell me things all day long.
Yeah. And someone is like, it's really expensive. It's like $5 for milk. And I was like, isn't that how much milk costs? I don't know. I think oat milk's like $5.
And that's with sugar.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know how much it costs regularly.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to yeah. Well, you know what? Isn't that how you're of the people if you know how much a gallon of milk is?
Yeah. I guess how much, I don't know how much regular cow milk costs.
When was the last time you bought milk?
Never.
Actually, my mom bought milk when she was here for her coffee.
I did buy some
I
whole
think
milk.
it's like $7.99 or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think oat milk is like $5.99.
Which is not that bad.
No.
I mean, everything this is how I compare everything is to my coffee, and my Venti Starbucks today was $6.49.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sometimes a coffee at Starbucks is like $9.
Yeah. It's made with whole milk too.
I
Cow's
did.
milk.
I bought whole milk because I thought I needed it to make croissants, but turns out I didn't. So I have some whole milk at home if you would like some.
Make it into ice cream.
I don't know how to do that. Do I have to churn it?
Yeah, you have to jerk it off for a very long time. They must have given wicked hand jobs back in the day when they churned their own butter.
So sturdy.
Their hands were so strong. Their forearm strength. Sorry, I've been.
But don't you think they'd be calloused a lot?
Must have been. And they're like, ow, it just caught on my skin.
They like a rough touch.
I'm sorry, I've been hanging out with comics for so long now. All I think about is crude things.
You're totally taking it on. Only sex jokes.
Just the opposite of what I do.
I know. I'm like, that's not you at all.
No, not even in the slightest. But churning butter, you can't not.
Churning butter is just asking for it.
It is asking for it. And if I could have beat one off earlier, but it's so stinking hot in here. Oh,
Speaking about spending a lot of money, I saw that. Before we got distracted by churning butter, I saw this headline and it was saying Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce spend $100,000 a day hanging out with each other.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
I know. I was like, okay.
What would you do for $100,000?
Well, I mean, half of it is probably just security and travel, right? And booking things out, renting out an entire park so that you can be there by yourself. I feel that's probably a lot of it. And then probably the other half is just nice dinners, maybe a gift here or there.
There's people. There's always a crowd.
There's always a crowd. So I feel she probably has a lot of security to pay for.
Yeah. And it's never just the two of them, is it?
No.
There's always.
I don't know, maybe.
Don't you wish you were one of her friends?
Kind of.
Yeah. I want to be one of her friends bad.
Yeah. I guess if I liked her personality, then yeah.
Oh, those are fighting words. Don't let a Swiftie hear
I
me.
know. Sorry, Swifties. Don't murder me. Don't come after me.
Why don't you like her personality?
I just feel it's a little fake.
Maybe she just is.
She's so corny. And so oh my God, everything's a surprise. Oh my God, I cannot believe I made $1 billion on tour. What a shocker. Oh my God, guys. I'm so grateful. I just feel it's performative corniness and cheesiness and gratitude.
Well, what else can she possibly be?
Genuinely surprised when something happens.
Oh my God. Well, I'm not surprised. I've been busting my ass and I deserve $1 billion because look at every single life that I've touched generationally. Yeah, bitches. That's what she should be like if she didn't.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Well, that is not endearing. People don't love that.
Well, I love that.
I know. She might be like that at the dinner, the private dinner that we got.
Probably. Morgan Wallen is yeah, I know I'm not the best person in the world, but thank you anyways for showing up and just being a little bit more real and humble and acknowledging that I'm not everyone's favorite, but thank you.
Why is he not everyone's favorite?
Well, I mean, he does kind of do some bad stuff, throw chairs off of bars and use racial slurs. And
I would have started with racial slurs as the first bad thing, not the chair off.
He could have killed someone.
Yeah, but racial slurs don't bring people together.
No, but his music was so good that everyone kind of forgot about it. Mm-hmm.
Whereas Taylor's music's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
That all I can think about is your. Hey, speaking of, so this air conditioning thing is kind of a thing in my life right now for the last 6 weeks, and it's been pretty hot. And I've been working with this, the head engineer of my building, and like I'm getting to know him in a way in which I didn't necessarily. I'm like, okay, but I was looking down. He's got like a swastika tattoo.
Oh.
I was like. I told my roommate, he was like, ooh, that's not good. I was like, I know, right? So then I see Jerry from the 5th floor, and he picks up a pizza last night. I'm like, yeah, air conditioning's not working, blah, blah. And I told him that the maintenance guy has a swastika tattoo, and he's like, yeah, well, did he get your air conditioning fixed? I was like, we're going to just accept that's okay.
Equal opportunity employment here.
I was like, oh, and Jerry's like a white old dude that belongs to the hills, and I'm just like, oh, you think it's okay? I was like, is that what it's come to? Like, we think even that's okay?
Maybe he just didn't want to get into it.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just there to pick up his pizza.
Oh no,
and not have a conversation.
No, Jerry wants to have a conversation with me.
Well, maybe he didn't want to talk about swastikas.
Maybe there's no good way to be like, yeah, not great, huh?
Right, exactly. Like, what else can you say? It's
I
like,
mean, like, but he danced around, like, he didn't, yeah, I guess so, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was just like, ah.
Yeah, I think he's kind of just like, yep, not great. Well.
He was like, yeah, but is it working? I was like, oh, is this one thing where we accept this too?
Are you going to call down to the front desk and be like, actually don't want him working on my apartment?
No, I'm not. Obviously not.
Yeah.
But I just know that he's like, he looks scary, and I have confirmed it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want Tyler running around in my apartment. And like, anyway.
Yeah. No, just like keep your eyes open. Keep a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways. Speaking of the devil.
Which devil?
Devil Wears Prada.
This is probably one of the most influential movies of my entire existence.
Why?
Well, it was a beautiful time in my life when the movie came out. Like, I like crawled into Andy Sachs's little life. What's her name? Anne Hathaway's character, in which she's kind of a misfit, but she's hardworking, and she endears herself to what's her name? Well, it's not Anna Wintour, but what's her name in real life? Miranda Priestley.
Yeah.
And my boss at the time in real life was like Miranda Priestley, and like this scene, to the point where like you kick off your like flat, ugly like ballet flats and you put on like high heels because Miranda Priestley's walking into the office. That was my life. And I loved it. It was so abusive and like the most unhealthy work environment. But I was, again, when you're like working for $1 billion industry, and you should be like appreciative that you have this abusive relationship that you can brag about. It's amazing how they like convince people that
you just get brainwashed. Like, I'm part of something. This fucking sucks, but it's amazing.
This is not how people should be treated. But aren't you lucky that you get to do this? So yeah, I worked for that company for about 10 years, and so it was, and that's where I met my friend Ken, and he and I were in agreement that this was like our lives, and of course everyone wants to be us,
right?
Kind of. There's a line from the movie. So, and we did, because I got to fly business class everywhere internationally and like stay at the Four Seasons, and I have a suite to myself. I think that's where my like sense of entitlement was solidified. Was through that for that job in that movie. And I was like, I want to be this.
It was very impactful.
Oh God, we're still living off of that. So it's my understanding they're making a sequel.
Yeah.
What do you know about it?
Anne Hathaway, I don't think is coming back. I think it's Emily Blunt and Miranda Priestley. What the fuck is her name in real life?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. I don't know what the premise is.
I'm so bummed about Emily Blunt. You know I love you. I love you so much, but your teeth are like fucking with me.
Those new chompers.
Ugh. She was so cute in that Fall Guy. Oh God. Emily
Blunt? She was cute.
She's adorable. I love her. She might be like my top 5 favorite female actresses.
Oh wow.
F's in there.
Yeah.
What female actress do you like? You can give me 3 to 5.
Okay. Let me think.
Anne Hathaway, 100%.
Oh, Kate Hudson.
She is yours. She like wormed into your heart in 2003 and she never left.
She never left. Like
Oh.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I'm still reminiscing and dying and regretting over the fact that I didn't get to wear that yellow dress to prom. And I had to wear this stupid ass, ugly purple poofy dress that I hated so much.
Oh my God.
And I'll never, ever, ever forget that. I just wanted to wear the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days dress.
I bet.
That's it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you like her?
I like her. Let's see.
So no one.
No one.
Okay. So that's all right.
I'm more fond of the male actors, I guess.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Do you have any more that you like?
I would say Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt 100%. And then let me try and think if there's anything else. Anyone else off the top of my head. Those are two.
Something about Anne Hathaway kind of irks me. I guess like I just saw her in that movie where she's like the cougar and then she's dating like the rock star guy.
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. And she's supposed to be like super sexy. And I was like, but you're like not sexy.
That's what I love about her. She's not sexy. She's elegant.
Yeah. And she was like trying to play sexy. I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't translating. Oh, you know who I like? Emma Roberts. I like her.
Good. I like her too. I just saw a thing. She was like showing her dolls.
Oh.
On Instagram.
That's fun.
It is fun. She's cute. This is when I know you and I are different because like she seems like a actress for younger ladies. Because she's younger.
Yeah, I loved her in Scream Queens. That's when I discovered her. Oh my God, such a good show. It's a comedy. Yeah, it's like comedy, and it's about
Is it a movie?
No, it's a series, and it's about she's Chanel #1, and then there's Chanel #2, Chanel #3, Chanel #4, all these Chanels, and then a sorority house, and she's like the head Chanel and like the head of the sorority house, and then there's like murders happening. So
yes, this does sound so up your alley. I love this for you.
Yeah, but it's like a comedy. It's so funny.
Cute.
I love it.
Fun. So we don't know what the premise is, but I will be there. Will I be there opening night? No, but will I see it in the theaters? Yes, because I do want to support it.
Is it also a sequel if it comes out 20 years later? That just doesn't even...
It annoys the shit out of me.
It annoys the shit out of me. Like, I think instead of calling it a sequel, maybe just be like inspired by the movie Devil Wears Prada. You know? Because everyone's going to expect Devil Wears Prada.
Let's look it up. I'm dying to know. Anyway.
Well, that's all I got.
I think that's all I have too. So if you know anyone hiring gold diggers. Okay. Well, sorry. I had it and I lost it.
It'll come back in 5 minutes when we're done.
When we're done.
Okay. Make sure you share this episode with your bestie and follow us. Subscribe, all the things at The Honestly Show, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Give us a 5-star review about how funny we are and share this with your bestie, please. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.